Well, we accomplished our goal to win the game, and really a lot to be pleased about, and just what you would expect. You know, there's a lot that was good and plenty that we can coach from and improve and get better. They had 30-plus guys make their Oklahoma debut, including obviously John Mateer set an all-time record for passing yards in their debut, 392 yards. So man, he did some great things out there today. Sammy Omasigo had a career high eight tackles and his first career sack, and we had several guys with their first touchdowns, and John, Torrey, and Keontae had two. Keontae was really good. Burks was great as well. And Sategna did some fantastic things. Tight ends made some good plays in the passing game. And Blaylock really ran with purpose and power. We really showed some explosiveness. Defensively, thought we a little bit soft interior of the defense at times. We played up with the light box and missed some tackles, first game type of things. But, man, they, for the most part, they kept the ball in front of them and weren't really challenged that way. Had a couple of boot plays that we got out leveraged in the first half, and they popped a third and long run backed up in the first half as well. But overall, came out in the second half. I think they defensively saw 7 possessions, and 6 of them were excellent. And I think that the other was after the turnover and 3 plays and held them to a field goal. So really, I thought there was some really good juice and energy and some good physical play out of the defense. Really proud of the football team and the staff. Again, Ben Arbuckle and John Kozieski, Wes Goodwin, and Nate Dryling, man, they've been fantastic since they've been here. And so it was cool for them to be able to experience their first time at Oklahoma and see what the Palace is like on game day and what winning looks like. We're good in the red zone on offense, 3 out of 3 in the red zone, and then again we had 9 different players on offense that caught at least one pass. 34 total yards by Illinois State in the second half, or 37 total yards in the second half. Really good. And again, John, 30 out of 37. 392, 3 touchdowns, so really excellent job. But Jacob Ulrich had a couple of punts, got the benefit of the roll. I think he averaged 47.5 yards, and Sandell was perfect with his extra points. Lot that was good, and a lot that we can get better from. I guess that was the second true freshman ever to start at Oklahoma in the season opener, Cortland. And he was really good today. I thought he did some great things. Eddie Pierre-Louis made his first start. Mike Boganowski made his first start as well. But really excited about this group of guys in the locker room. As I've said, I can't brag on them enough. Their willingness to work, to be coached, to lead, to show up every day. They're fun to be around. They like challenge. They like each other, and they spend a lot of time with each other. We got great continuity and chemistry in the locker room, and really excited about what's in front of us right now.
Brent, what did you like about John's performance, especially passing the ball today?
Yeah, again, just found the guys in in the holes, made good decisions, quick decisions, had the patience when he needed to, climbed the pocket when he needed to, bought some time when he needed to. Again, outside of the one ball and the scramble that was intercepted, man, I thought he made a lot of great decisions. Just his command of everything tonight was really good. And, they dropped 8. They played back. They played soft. I thought he did a lot of really good things.
Looked like across the middle is where you did a lot of damage. When Keontae's touchdowns and crossing, and Dion too as well.
Yeah, and that's again, there's a lot of bodies you got to throw through a lot of different windows and people when you're throwing the ball in the middle of the field, and I thought he did a great job at anticipating, throwing some guys open, hitting both seam routes with the tight ends and some benders, and then receivers did a nice job of finding some of those holes and sitting it down, as well.
I mean, I know you had that early fumble, but Jaron, to see him have the kind of night he had, 5 catches for 90 yards in his first game as a tight end.
Yeah, it was a great response, by him. He didn't go in the tank, which is no surprise. He's a tough guy. He'll learn from that. He's trying to fight for extra yards, and the guy you don't see on the way down. But great job. Again, he's very athletic, really explosive, smart football player. He understands defense. That's why he's able to get open and made some really good plays tonight.
Brent, you talked about the comfort level for you of calling defense. How did that sort of flow for you?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That way?
Pretty good.
Just feel like
Solid.
nothing.
Yeah, I mean, even when you haven't been quote-unquote calling it, you're calling it in your mind, and anticipating, and you're adding to the conversation. And so it was kind of natural.
How do you feel like the offensive line played tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think we gave up 1 sack, maybe three or four tackles for loss. It's pretty good. We didn't have everybody available tonight, so I thought overall, top to bottom, it was solid and a lot to build from.
How'd you like that group toward the end with Tedeschi at left guard, Michael in the middle, and Boje coming in?
I thought they did well. I think there's a good chemistry there. They practice a lot with that group of players. Bill's done a great job at trying to bring on a group of players, give or take 6 guys inside. And, Jake's really athletic. We've been bragging on Fogier for a little while now. And Fabechi, is a seasoned vet that can do a lot of things, and he's playing his best football. So it was good. We really feel that we're, in a really good, strong position, interior-wise.
What did you like most about what you saw from Cortland tonight?
Yeah, just confident, long, physical, sure of himself. He's a fearless guy, respectfully. He puts in the work. He spends a lot of time with the details. Jay, again, has done a great job. He's a guy that, again, within the system, he plays within the system. He understands where his help is, things of that nature. Just has a lot of maturity mentally, not to get spooked out in the moment and take all the practice habits that he's created and take them to game day. And it's easier said than done. And he looked like he was in a great position. Even I think they called him on a interference, and man, I thought he was in pretty good position.
Was it good for him to go through that though, and then
Yeah.
I think he got a pass breakup 3 plays later?
Yeah, he sure did. And he did that with length and physicality. At the top of the route. As it's breaking, and the ball was excellent timing on that.
You didn't get much out of the running game tonight. Does that concern you, or is that game plan?
Well, we threw it a lot, but and we're pretty basic. So you always want to be better. You go right down the list of all the things that you want to be better. But we'll take it.
One impression you lost about Torrey and what he did tonight is a true freshman.
Yeah, he's the same guy we've been talking about. He took, just like Cortland, he took all the habits he's created, the confidence that he's created through a lot of hard work and consistency, and it showed up tonight. Game day execution, we talk about it all the time. Your practice habits become game day execution. And so some guys practice for comfort and some guys practice for execution. And he's a guy that has a game rep mentality, every day. Like every day it's to win the game on the next play. He has a unique maturity to him, and a hunger and humility to work and be coached and to learn and play his role and be prepared and go and compete at a high level.
You guys talked a lot about Keontae during fall camp. What did you like out of him tonight, and what are you looking forward to seeing more out of him?
Yeah, played fast, played long, had great catch radius, played with strong hands at the top of the route. You saw a couple of times he made some fantastic plays with really tight coverage. He makes the one play on the interference call, and he's got a consistency to him. He loves to compete. He loves to practice. He shows up every day with a grateful attitude, and so it's not real remarkable to see the kind of results had some well-placed balls, and so he and the quarterback have a really good chemistry and cohesion, and same thing for him. His best days are still sitting in front of him as well.
Brent, how do you take what you liked, didn't like, learned, all those things, and make the transformation from playing Illinois State to Michigan? How difficult is that adjustment?
Well, I mean, obviously, Michigan's a great football team. They're a football team that's had elite level success over the last several years, and certainly in the history of college football, it's one of those programs, which is really cool to have, these two, iconic programs meeting this next Saturday. So they are a couple of years removed from winning the national championship and playing with a lot of momentum going into the out of season. So, it's going to be a change for them as well as it is for us. And, today was the biggest game of the year for Oklahoma. Some people don't like that, and that's cool. This next game will be the biggest game of the year. And I've coached in a lot of games. It was the biggest games in my career. And, just go down to, I'll run out of fingers and toes that I've had that same attitude. Never been in a game bigger than this one. And so the process, the preparation is all the same. And some people, they don't want to live there. That's where we live, and that's where I live. And so people that don't live there have never been in this position, or haven't had that kind of a mindset in their life, that it's all really important. No moment bigger than the other. And so we'll put together a great game plan and have a great week of practice. I know our players will be anxious to, play on the stage that we will. But again, at the end of the day, man, if we're going to be successful, it's going to be because we had a great week of preparation. We've got the humility and the respect for what it takes to be successful. We can't change what it takes. And so we, I think we got a hungry group of guys that are committed to a process and anxious to continue to build this team as the season goes along, improve and develop, from the beginning to the end.
Brent, I know you said you kept things pretty basic offensively for those first couple drives. Did it feel like Ben kind of found a groove play calling tonight?
Yeah, again, as I said, we didn't start either half particularly well. And but yeah, and I think we got into a great rhythm quickly, and I think we had 3 touchdown drives in a row, maybe a 15-play and a 10-play drive mixed in there over those last 3 drives before half, and really got into a terrific rhythm. Came out in the second half and made a couple of good plays, and we had the holding call after a big play, so we had it called back, and so then self-inflicted wound there, and again, we did some really good things, and again in the second half as well. You'd like to have gotten to a little bit more consistent rhythm, but again, you take the 35-3 win.
From a numbers standpoint, they didn't do a lot on offense. How'd your defensive line do? Taylor Warren got his first sack.
Yeah, we gave up the 2 boots. We overclosed. Quarterback we knew was really fast, athletic. We're going to play as fast or more athletic guys. We got to do a better job, doing our job, not turning our shoulders, playing with the fundamentals that it takes. And then again, we gave up the long run there. But again, I thought the D-line played good. They've had a great camp, not a good camp. They've had a great camp, and I thought they did some really good things inside on the edges. And so a lot of times you just got to go and see the tape, But I saw some disruption there. I saw them make some really good tackles, knock people back, and then, I saw a couple of plays where maybe we missed a tackle and we had a guy free a couple times, and but first game stuff, what you would expect. And theirs is a downhill, well-coached offense, and we're going to see another one, this week, that maybe a little better, quite a bit better, with better players and running backs and lots of different styles of run, not just an inside zone. So as I told the guys, this is as basic as it gets of what you're going to see. And so the challenges are going to get a little stiffer as we go along.
Brent, sorry for interrupting. Going back to Tuesday, you kind of talk to the fans about understanding, what they've gone through, and empathizing with them that they want to win.
Yeah.
What you could have said was, I approached the administration and offered to give back $1 million to help out this program. Why didn't you say that now, and why did you do that?
Well, I don't know who said it, how it came out at all, and I did it because I think it was the right thing to do, and I've lived a very favored career, way more than what I deserve, and I want to help Oklahoma be a winner, and so everybody can play a role into that. And so Julie and I spoke over several days on what that might look like, and so we worked it out with the administration, and just think it's right. The players deserve that. This is that. Everything's different than what it was 5, 10, 15 years ago, and so it's a very small gesture, but I think I wanted to send a message, to our players, but also other donors too. And I know how that can really help, and I do feel like maybe it did. The buy-in is there. It's not one-sided. It's all of us together. If we're going to be successful, it's going to the whole program. Our fans, our fan base, who are just amazing. Our administration, our players, our coaches. It's going to be all of us together moving forward.
Brent, how does the evolving college football landscape make you kind of just think more about doing something like that, just with how things are changing so much?
Yeah, again, I think that's a big part of it, obviously. Things have changed, and it's about time. I wish it would have happened earlier. I'm not going to get on that soapbox where it didn't have to be so dramatic all at once, because it's been dramatic, as we all know, but yeah, things are, it's not going back. So we're in a pretty good place right now, and I think we'll continue to, I think leadership is getting a grip on, where we need to be and where we need to move, going forward, so that we have something that's stable and consistent, so that you can have, continuity in your program, things of that nature.
Brent, do you know the money that was used in that give back? Do you know where it went, or did it just go into the big pot?
Yeah, it was, it went to rev share, and we got it all paid out, before July 1st. And I think that was an important part of it, so we could make sure we get the guys that we need, take care of the guys in our locker room first and foremost, and then get the guys, that we needed.
You didn't say linebackers. I want linebackers.
I think we already had Kalu. I don't know. I don't know if he did or not, and we didn't actually.
Did you learn anything new about Ben Arbuckle tonight, and just working with him and the communication he has, maybe on an actual game day?
I don't want to. Again, I've been excited about him since we offered him the job and he said yes. So I don't feel any different. I'm excited for him and the offensive staff, and he's again passionate. He's tough. He's detailed. He's got great awareness. He's got a great feel. He understands defense. He understands adjustments. He understands leadership. And, he's got a great, consistent presence to him. And he brings out the best in people. So it was more of the same, tonight.
Same question about Mateer. I asked you Tuesday,
Yeah.
what did you expect out of him?
Yeah.
What did you learn?
Man, he's just right here in this rare air. I love John. Ultra competitive, but never too high, never too low. We talked about there's going to be some kind of headwind tonight. There's going to be something where there's some pushback, and it's about responding. Man, you got to take the bad with the good and stay, at a consistent level. And I thought he did that from his leadership. His bounce right back after the interception. They go down. They do a great job on offense. So his maturity and his toughness, his leadership, his playmaking, all of that were at a real premium level, in my opinion.
How was night one with Kittle Daniels at Cheetah?
I'm sorry?
How was night one with Kittle Daniels?
Yeah, well, I thought it was good, There's a few times I wish we would have pulled the trigger a little faster, and we lost leverage on a boot play. They didn't throw it. But he's been great. I love Kendall Daniels. My favorite part of him is how quickly he earned the respect of his teammates through hard work, humility, being respectful to the locker room. And that's a very hard transition, as we know. And the money had nothing to do with it. I think he just was looking for a fresh start and a good, strong finish to his collegiate career. And I just have a great appreciation for his willingness. He wants to be coached. He wants to learn. He's got a great skill set. He understands ball. And I know I bragged on him several times early. What he's able to, his capacity is pretty strong. And he plays 3 positions for us. And he plays them all at a really pretty high level.
2 more questions.
You talked about the headwind that you guys were going to face at some point tonight, and it felt like it was kind of early with the offense with the quick 3 and out, right? Did you ever get a sense, maybe with the offense, that maybe they look back to last year and like, oh, we don't want to go through that again?
Did you? What was the consensus of everybody else? I'm asking. Surely somebody tweeted. No?
I was confident.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I mean, I've seen too many really good things, and so, again, I thought they were right on schedule. You know, it's not going to be perfect. There's no expectation that it's going to be. The other teams are well coached and prepared. They had all summer. I'm sure they probably spent a few extra days in preparation, but that's not why. Whatever, you know, I'm sure we'll look back at the tape and say, well, we could have done this better, that better. We missed a block, we missed a throw, you know, things of that nature. So never in the first couple of drives, I feel like that.
Basketball flying around, especially early in the game.
Who?
Peyton.
Yeah.
How good was that to see after?
Fantastic, man. He had y'all never really asked about him, so I didn't brag on him, you know, really answer who you guys are excited about asking about, but he had a great summer, great fall camp. He's in a much different place. He's in a more confident place. He's healthy. Last 2 years he's gone through just some nagging injuries, and I think you saw a little glimpse of his sureness, his explosiveness. He does a lot of things for us in both the special teams and on defense. And, again, another guy that has tremendous capacity, great leadership, super consistent, easy to coach, high standards. There's a great alignment, you know, with Peyton. It was great to see him making some plays tonight. All right. Appreciate you.